What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
Sure, you all know by now what happened in Game 1 of the Boston Celtics and New York Knicks series. Boston at home loses to the Knicks in a close game after being up 20 points. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I can't sit here and talk about what happened throughout the game, give my analysis, because I was asleep during most of the game. I woke up with about 5-ish minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I just remember my eyes opening, me squinting like, am I reading that correctly? Are the New York Knicks up on the Boston Celtics this late in the game? I picked the Boston Celtics to sweep the series. So now that I'm up and I'm watching the last couple minutes of the game casually, don't think much of it, just figured the Knicks were outplaying them. And then I hear the commentators at some point mention that the Boston Celtics were up 20 at one point in the game. But teams make runs all the time, whatever. And then I hear them say the Boston Celtics missed 45 three-pointers. Shot 15 for 60 from three-point land. And then I started putting it all together. I said, these guys were up by 20, missed 45 threes, and lost by 3 points. You have got to be shitting me. Now, like I said, I didn't watch the game. All I know is those last couple minutes and the big elephant in the room. All the three-point shots attempted when there's clearly a lid on the basket. But some of our amazing people here on Boo TV, subscribers, supporters, dear friends, had some comments that I'd like to share with you guys because I can't speak on it. Tim Flint says, Knicks totally outworked them the whole second half. Tatum played like it was an exhibition, jacking bad three after bad three. Horrible display. They deserve to lose. Timothy mentions, Boston shot 15 for 60 from the three. Tatum 4 for 15, Brown 1 for 10. Porzingis was useless for the 13 minutes he played. Sugar Nads mentioned Celtics shot like shit and still only lost by 1 basket. They've got nowhere to go but up. Well, I agree with that. Thank you for your comments, gentlemen. He's absolutely right. You're up 20. You prove that you're probably in a class above your competitor. You played like a complete idiot the entire game, especially down the stretch, and you only lost by 3. Everything that could go wrong probably did go wrong. And you still had a chance to win the game. So, yes, there's only nowhere to go but up from here. You've learned your lesson, I hope. But Boston Celtics are a three-point shooting team. That's been their MO all season. Get the threes up in a three-point shooting league. But I would hope they've learned what common sense is, but they sure didn't display that in this game. And I didn't have to watch it. The 15 for 60 tells me everything I need to know. I've been saying this on this channel for a long time. If you've been watching my videos, you know me. You know I always mention how shitty this NBA is. All the three-point shots. These guys are supposed to be so skilled, but all they know how to do is shoot threes. There's nothing going on in the mid-range. There's nothing going on in the post, with the exception of a few players. But largely, there's no schemes. It's fan out to the three-point line. Maybe run some screen, some pick-and-roll actions, whatever, but keep hoisting up the three-point shots, good or bad. Good or bad. It blows my mind. But even more so, when you see that something's not working, and you continue to go for it, expecting change. How large of a sample size do you need before you decide it's not working? Maybe we should try something else. Well, analytics tell me this. Analytics tell me that. Analytics tells me you're better off keep shooting the threes than getting closer to the basket and getting easier buckets. Because analytics is driving the NBA, and it makes no goddamn sense at all. None. Get closer to the basket. Cut, drive. Even if the shot goes in, there's a possibility that you'll probably get fouled if you're aggressive anyway. You cannot have athletic wing scorers, slashers that can finish strong at the basket like Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown and continue to hoist up threes. That makes no sense. And people want to call me the old get off my lawn guy because I'm always complaining about stuff like this. And I'm like, I'm sorry you can't see what I see, but I'm not backing down from my stance. I firmly believe that this is a watered down league. 3-point shooting has killed the NBA and has made it largely an unwatchable product most nights. But I still love the game and I'll still continue to watch it. To my own demise. And why the hell did Kristaps Porzingis only play 13 minutes? What's up with that? Was he in foul trouble? Was he just that out of it? Where coach had to pull him out of the game plan? Go with something else that's working? Why the hell did Kristaps Porzingis only play 13 minutes? You keep telling me these guys have high basketball IQ these days. Oh, they're basketball IQ. You know what? That is a term that is getting thrown around so loosely these days. High basketball IQ. I hear that thrown around so much. And I'm like, based on what? You know, there was a time where the term high basketball IQ was reserved for the people that actually had a high basketball IQ. Usually the greats that operated mentally on a different level, could see things, could understand the game on a different level. Your Larry Birds, your Magic Johnsons, your Jason Kidds, your Kobe Bryants, your Michael Jordans, Tim Duncans, Chris Paul, Isaiah Thomas. The list goes on. But nowadays, they're just dropping that label on anybody and everybody. Whoever you want to glaze at the moment, high basketball IQ. I'm like, what? All right, maybe they have a moderate basketball IQ, a passable basketball IQ, but let's reserve that high IQ for the ones that really deserve it. I'm just saying. The Boston Celtics showed that they have forget a high basketball IQ, they don't have an IQ, period. Period. As I'm watching the lead dwindle, and these 3-point shots keep banging off the rim, I feel like I'm like, the hell with this. I'm going to the cup. I'm getting closer. Coach, call a timeout. Talk to your players. Run something for an easy shot at the basket. Do they even have clipboards anymore, or is everything digital now? Are there still coaches that use clipboards? I guess I don't really be paying that much attention to the huddles, but you get what I'm saying. Get your clipboard out, draw some circles, some X's, some lines going everywhere, some curves. Run something to get an easy shot at the basket. Something at a higher percentage. The hell with the analytics. This is common sense. And the Boston Celtics are such a league above the New York Knicks that they're able to do this and damn near get away with it. And because they're capable of getting away with it after a performance like this, it leads me to believe that they probably won't learn their lesson because they're able to get away with it. I picked the Boston Celtics to sweep, but I'm glad they did not get out of this game with a victory. With such a stupid display of basketball, moronic display of basketball. I'm glad they took that L. They needed to. And from what I heard, I haven't looked at any box scores or anything, but from what I heard is that Jalen Brunson didn't even have a good game. I heard somebody say, "Oh, these players are so skilled. You see how they shoot the 3 ball? You see how they shoot the 3 ball? Man, they wasn't doing that back then. Oh, you guys sound like idiots. Now, I don't feel bad for calling y'all idiots. Idiots. So skilled because you jack up a lot of threes and bad threes. People saying this, acting like a lot of these teams are connecting at a high clip consistently. That is not the case. I can't tell you how many games I watch where they're not hitting a lot of their three-point shots. Oh, there's a lot of games like that. There's nothing skilled about fanning out to the three-point line and keep jacking shots up. There are some skilled, exceptional three-point shooters out there, one being Steph Curry. And to be honest, Steph Curry is about the only guy I even want to watch shoot threes in the NBA at this point. I could care less about watching these other non-three-point shooters hoist up threes all game outside of Steph Curry, who's actually the greatest shooter of all time, the greatest three-point shooter of all time. Yeah, I'll watch him hoist up bad threes because he can actually hit those consistently, and that's legitimately his MO. Outside of Steph Curry, I could give a damn about these other guys shooting threes. I'll be honest. Unless you are a marksman three-point shooter, and a lot of the league aren't actually marksman three-point shooters. We live in an era where people like James Harden will go down as having more three-point field goals made than some of the actual greatest shooters in the history of the league because they just take a bunch of them now. And then people will see that and be like, oh, James Harden's a better three-point shooter than Reggie Miller. James Harden's a better three-point shooter than Mark Price. Like, what? Please stop. Please. Everything's inflated. These guys, most of these guys do not impress me. They do not. I've seen previous eras. I've seen the type of things previous eras would do with more physicality and defense through the regular season and the playoffs. So there's a lot of things that don't impress me now. It's not me being a hater. I just know what I've seen and experienced as a basketball fan. And I tell you, this isn't the greatest steak that's been put on my plate and placed in front of me. It's not. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified. Catch you on the next one. We out, baby.